With it, Maria, you just make him nice and sort of supple in the back. And Amanda, you can start when you're ready, a little bit of warming up.
Hello, Ferdi.
Hello.
Hello. Lovely to see you.
Very nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for letting us come here and visit your beautiful
you're welcome.
place.
Yeah, we're working as usual. You get a little bit of insight of the different type of horses,
Yep.
but they're all very good riders in their own right.
Yes.
We have there's Maria.
Yes.
There's Michael, and this is Amanda, who is with us from China.
Oh, lovely.
She studies in Warwick University,
yeah.
and she has the horses here. So she's also aiming to go to the Asian Games.
Oh, wow. And a lovely cold day for teaching.
Yes, yes. Much nicer for the riders.
It is.
The trainer has to sort of keep moving around a bit or talk himself into a frenzy.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I'm so happy that you allowed us to come here today. I'm really looking forward to have the conversation with you. Would you mind showing us around?
Yeah, no, we can go and have a little look. I leave the guys to work a bit, and we'll move on. So here is all the equipment, all the saddles, bridles. We put the ones that are being used, they get hooked up here, then they get cleaned before they can put away again. Little few pictures from the sort of years of development. Maria in the pony team, where she she won 2 silver medals in Europeans with the ponies. Michael jumping with the pony. I think that's actually that moment was in Wales when he rode in the team, in the pony team at a competition. Maria competing there, getting ready to go in the ring, I think.
Yeah, the jacket on.
Picture there from Aachen where my horse Giovanni won the freestyle Kür in '86. And I was quite proud of that moment because my master, where I sort of learned and I have the greatest admiration for, was third in the same class, and I must say it was quite an occasion when I stood for the prize giving in the main arena, and they were playing the English anthem for me.
How did that feel?
It's a little bit strange,
Yes,
but
it must have felt quite strange.
Yeah, quite. And it was on the year when they had the World Championships jumping in Aachen. So the prize giving for the freestyle was just before the final. Oh. And the seats were full.
Yes.
So the prize giving going round there was just out of this world. Yeah.
Still remember that feel of that.
Yeah, so we have then usually most horses have a double bridle and a snaffle bridle. Even so, that sort of now is all changed a little bit because we used to have it so that we had to ride the horses in the double from advanced medium onwards, I think. But now the FEI has opened up possibility you can compete in the snaffle now as well as in the double. So but we do the basic work a lot in the snaffle bridle and use the double for international things and stuff like that, but I think that's even loosening up now. Yeah. We have, you need an enormous amount of equipment for the horses. We have the rugs and saddle cloth, the other equipment here, drying. Then we have a washroom in the back here with a big sort of commercial washing machine
for all the
that takes
blankets and rugs.
It
gets very dirty.
It's quite.
But it feels a bit like our home in here.
Well,
it's nice room.
I'm quietly proud to say that most of the woodwork here is self-made.
So when did you do this?
Quite well, bit by bit by bit. Yeah. But I'm quite, it gives me like an alternative to the other work that we normally have to do. So I quite enjoy working with.
So you know how to do all the building work as well.
Yeah, quite a lot.
Not just accomplished horseman, but also a builder.
Yeah, quite practical. Yeah. This is a painting here on the corner from my Grand Prix horse that I was in the team with 4 times. Aaron Tor, which is quite a unusual combination breeding, because he was half Cleveland Bay and half thoroughbred.
Wow.
It's a very big horse with a very fragile temperament.
Yeah.
You know, the very little confidence he had.
He was sensitive.
Very sensitive. Yeah. I remember one day he was the one that went to excuse me, Lipizza for the Europeans, where the team won the first silver medal.
Yeah.
He was in that team, and afterwards they wanted to come and take some pictures.
Yeah.
And I remember in those days, I mean, this was 93, I think. In those days, the shutters weren't quick enough to actually catch him before he moved. He was that quick to have a twitch. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. So how long did you have him for then?
I got him as a 5-6-year-old from a good friend that found him in the Welsh Hills.
Yeah.
And she bought him, and he came here, and he stayed with me till 18.
Oh.
Did 4 team championships and won internationally and all that. Yeah.
That must feel very special to bring up a horse that also have a different breeding.
Yeah, no.
But also when you...
But you see, I had to, if we go one more back to here, we have here quite an important sort of moment in my career, which is the Horse of the Year show in 81.
Yeah.
With a horse called Oakton Yeoman. He won in 81.
Yeah.
I came to Britain in the end of 1980. And 81, because I trained this horse a little bit in Germany already with a friend was Lisa Wood. She came over to Germany with him, and I trained him there a bit. So the moment I came to England, I started competing and won the Horse of the Year show in 81, which was quite remarkable because there were, it was the big competition at that time at Grand Prix level. So I was very proud of that, yeah. And again, he was Welsh Cob.
He was
Welsh Cob thoroughbred. Yeah. Very strange breeding. Yeah, no,
that's
so
also,
that,
because then you have, I guess, when you got a horse that is a cross, you have to also think a bit differently, I guess, how you train them, depending on...
Well, he was not the obvious mover, you see.
No.
When you saw him first on his own, I mean, sometimes I lunched him and I thought, how on earth can you even attempt to ride him in the Grand Prix? But he was so trainable and so working with you that when he came to the difficult movements, that's when he scored.
When he got...
Yeah, then we have the main yard here, which basically it's got 2 stables there around the corner, which we sort of use a little bit for the horses that like to be a little bit more on their own, which works quite well. Then the main yard here with 8 stables, and
you never need to go out.
I put this like a few years ago now. I put this up in the middle here. Which is also really invaluable because you can cross-tie the horses here. They have something behind them.
Yeah.
Because so often if you tie them up somewhere where they can start pulling back,
that is
this is very useful. We do a lot tacking up here. We do a lot when the vet comes and has a look. The shoeing, everything is done in this, which is quite safe for them. So,
and I like it that you found a way of having a row sets everywhere. There's so many of them.
Yes, that's well. Again, you see, my little hobby work after the main work was to sort of to kit everything out, if you want. And slowly, bit by bit. I mean, there's a lot of memories from international shows, with the stable plugs. And I've actually got that one there that you see hanging on the door.
Yeah.
I did this for Maria when she lost her long-term partner.
Yeah.
This is all national championships plugs. That spells his name. He was Ed.
Ed.
Yeah.
So every time you pass here, you remember him.
Yeah, he's always there. Yeah. I've added this part on.
Yeah.
This was first the stable finished here. We had a little outside yard here, and then of course we expanded. We needed more space. We needed more stables.
Yeah.
And so we've added this bit on here now, which is sort of, it's got a loft above for the sort of shavings and straw and everything. Yeah. We got some stables in there. We got a nice sort of connection to going back to the house there. And of course which is very good here in the winter. We have that connection to the walker without having to go outside.
Yeah, I was just thinking everything can be indoors.
So it's quite compact, yeah. We have sort of couple of larger stables here, which we have used in the past for the mares that are expecting foals, because we could sort of have cameras on them and monitor them a little bit, and they got nice bit of space for doing their job. This is a sort of second tack room that got developed, which is a little bit more for overflow.
Yes.
You see, the tidiness is not quite to my liking.
We all have a room like that.
But it is sort of a little bit from visitors.
Yeah.
They have their own stuff here, and you see it's a little bit cluttered up, so to speak.
We all need a room like that.
Yeah, but we've got some special plugs here from Saumur, or the Horse of the Year show in Aachen. Olympia.
And this yard is...
This is the yard from above. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And we've got a little bit of put a bit of a gallery in here from front magazine covers from the different horses.
We've done quite a few.
Yeah, this is Arantor there. And that's Farouche, of course, with Mike winning the World Championships there. That was a German magazine where they did a big splash on him. And then we have here. This is we saw Rosie in the indoor school. This is her mother, which was the mother also of Farouche. And this is a full brother to Rosie that we bought as a foal. We sold him on now. He's with somebody at Talent. He was a very nice, very beautiful looking foal, beautiful looking horse. At one stage we had 4 generations here. Yeah, we had Rosie, Dornröschen. Then we had the daughter, which was Farouche. Then we had Farouche's daughter here, which was called Walk on the Wild Side. And then we had a foal from Walk on the Wild Side, also here. So there were 4 generations here at one time.
That's amazing. Can I ask you about this one?
This was a prize from the show in Saumur, from the CDI. Yeah, we should really sort of find a better place for it. But
yeah, they are lovely.
We're running out of wall space.
You need to put another wall up.
Yeah. No, I'm sure those pictures came from Saumur. Yeah. It's a sort of Carte Noire connection.
What you can see.
Yeah. This is I've got a few of the Olympic certificates sort of commemorating that you were taking part in the Olympics. I think this is from Seoul.
Yeah, 1988.
Yeah. This is Michael competing a horse that we had here from Germany, a stallion from Germany that went very highly priced over the PSI auction. And this is Maria's Royal Concert in his heyday, which we still have here now. That's the white one in the corner. Yeah, he's 22, 23, something like that. Yeah.
So in this one, did you participate, compete yourself, or did you have a team?
No, I was always, I was twice shortlisted for the Olympics to ride, but I went 8 times to the Olympics to train.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we have here a few sort of special moments. That was Half Moon Delphi with Michael in some championships, either the Europeans in Herning or the World Games in Cannes. That was his winning in the 2011 in the World Championships, Young Horse Championships. That's my horse having a little frolic on the field.
It's a lovely photo.
And that was a stallion that we had from the Woodlander stud. Here that was called Woodlander Rockstar. Where Maria had a few good successes with him. She trained him from nothing up to intermediate 2. Yeah, so here is
your outdoor.
The outdoor, which looks a little bit rough at the moment.
Of course, with the
because
weather.
it had all the snow on it, and we made a few lines with a gator.
Yeah.
Because the kids wanted desperately to have a pull on with the sleigh.
Yes.
around the arena. Yes.
So multi-purpose, the arena. Your grandkids or your big kids?
Both a little bit. But so we have it quite sort of nicely compact.
Yes, it is.
Because we get most of the wet weather comes up the hill from Redditch, and the complex here, the indoor school and the stable, take quite a bit of the brunt off from the outdoor arena.
It's just nice that you're all near each other in different ways.
Yeah, so it's quite compact. It's about, we got 10.5 acres here. We've got a few fields out the back, which we divided in quite small paddocks because we turn them out sort of not permanent. We got permanent fields down the hill that we rent for the young stock. But the horses here, they turn out for an hour or 2 when the weather is half decent.
Yeah.
And we've got the one front field there at the front, which has a sand track around it, which is very useful for the training. And we also turn horses out that are stabled around the front. Like at the moment, we have the 2 mares stabled at the front that they turn out at the front.
Yes. Very good. Are we ready to go in to the warmth?
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Ferdi, it's such a pleasure to sit here with you. You have an extraordinary list of achievements, and if I were to read them all, we'd spend most of our time just on that. So please forgive me for shortening it. You are one of the most influential figures in international dressage, a former Grand Prix rider for Great Britain, a European Championship silver medalist, and a coach who has worked on the top of the sport, including multiple Olympic Games. 2 of your 3 children, Marie and Michael, are excelling at the highest level of the sport, and your wife Gary and younger son Luke are also very much part of this family legacy. So thank you so much for allowing the time to take the time here with us, and let's start our conversation. I'm always interested when I'm doing these conversations in people's earliest introductions to horses. You grew up in West Germany at a notable time in history, shortly after the end of the Second World War. Were horses part of your early childhood, and can you paint a picture of what life was like for you in those early years? Yes,
I want to start by drawing the parallel to my grandfathers, which was basically on my father's side. We had a blacksmith. On my mother's side, we had a farmer that bred the heavy horses to work with. And I very early on was allowed to sit on them when they were pulling whatever vehicle behind them. and it spread my legs fairly wide at the time. But they were, they were obviously the heavy horses. But I enjoyed that straight away, and I couldn't wait to be allowed to do that. So it set me up with sort of really having a close connection with horses. I then also had the luck that my village, outside my village, they had a trekking yard, which is also basically a farm. But they would have horses that would go on long hour hikes with people that came there in the summer to spend their holidays. And I very quickly got into helping in all different ways, and taking people on hikes around the countryside, which was very nice in my area.
You must have wonderful memories from that time.
So yeah, it was a wonderful time for a young boy growing up, because you felt really free, just going. And I have lots of individual stories, which I don't think we can go into.
No.
But it was a fun time, and it set me up in a very strong connection with the horse. I remember not really knowing anything about training or dressage in particular.
Yeah.
But one thing I noticed very early on was that if I got the horse's head to come down, I had so much more control over them. And it gave me an insight into the sort of having the horses listening, doing things that you wanted them to do. In those days, they were very sort of basic things like opening gates, shutting gates, and being in control of their speed in a big open field, which is quite useful.
Yeah.
So it gave me good insight. They also had competitions there at times, which I competed regularly, but mostly in either cross country or jumping. And I then sort of really knew that I wanted to pursue that as a career.
So you developed a feel, I guess, to have that many hours.
And I remember the village in those days. It was quite a close sort of community, and people, when I sort of people ask you what do you want to be, in that sort of vital time of making decisions.
Yes.
And I said, I want to become a rider.
Yeah.
And everybody said, well, what is that?
Yeah.
Is that a profession?
No. Yeah.
Nobody was really either knowing that it would be a profession or that it could be a profession. So,
who was your role model then? Did you have any rider in mind when you were thinking of this is the career I would like to pursue?
Well, obviously I started to watch the competition scene a little bit. I also saw some of the higher level local riders that used to come to, because you see in those days the network between riding clubs and competitions was really quite intense, because every riding club in Germany, which sometimes would you could find 3 riding clubs within a 10-mile radius.
So
and they would all hold their competition at least once a year.
Yeah.
And everybody, used to come and compete, and it was quite a sort of close network in a way. So that set up the urge of wanting to prove yourself at the competition.
Yeah.
That got me really going, and I was at the time in a school that would sort of be on the way to the university.
Yeah.
And I remember, the old sort of languages were still very high on the agenda. And if I think back, I was dealing with Latin.
Yeah.
I was even dealing with Greek.
Yes. Oh, they used to teach that.
Which most of the time you quite needed if you wanted to go on study medicine
of course.
or anything sort of more sophisticated. But boy, I really found it hard work. And when I sort of then came up with the idea to my parents that they would let me finish
Yeah.
at a reasonable level. After 6 years of Latin and 3 years of Greek, I thought it was time to knock that on the head.
Yeah.
So they allowed me to finish school, which also gave me a finish certificate type thing. But otherwise, I thought I was going to waste another 3 years waiting for what I wanted to do anyway.
I like the word waste.
Yeah, if I knew then what I wanted to do.
Yeah. So why not just pursue?
Yeah, that was a waste of time.
Why do you think that the riding was such a big part in Germany at that time, West Germany, where you grew up? Do you think it's something to do with the culture or the tradition, or?
It's a very strong tradition of riding clubs in Germany.
Yeah.
And through the riding club, you get the communal element, which creates competition. Yeah, everybody wants to be better than the next one.
Yeah.
That is in the indoor school. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very simple. I've always looked at it from even from the professional side. It's a very simple type of thing that creates status for you.
Yeah.
It's the moment you can do something with a horse that most other people can't.
Yeah.
They look up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. So from that point of view, I was very sort of focused to find out what it's like at the top.
And do you think that is the reason why Germany has done so well?
Yeah, the background of Germany's history, especially in the dressage sense, but also in the jumping, the cross country took a while to develop, because even when I came to England, Germany was trying to play catch up in the eventing, where England was sailing already right at the top, and the same with the show jumping. They obviously. I always remember as a young man watching bigger shows like Aachen or things like that, and you could see such a difference between the German show jumper and the English or foreign show jumpers.
Yes.
There was a different background. You could immediately see that the German horses came in the ring looking like dressage horses, even so they were jumping. And others, I remember that you thought, well, doesn't really look on the bridle, hasn't really got a canter, and yet they could jump as good as anybody. But that shows a little bit the difference in the background.
So interesting, that bit, because I think now everything is much more similar. But at that time that you could really see, because of course everyone can approach in a different way.
The world has opened up, hasn't
it?
The world has opened up from a competition point of view, from a trading point of view, from a breeding point of view.
All kinds. Everything
it's
a bit more
different.
Similar to that it was at that time.
And I think also a big part of, sort of things always develop on the back of necessity, don't they?
Yeah.
And if I draw a comparison with England at the time, the early time, England had countryside,
plenty of
fields,
it.
countryside to hack, to ride through.
Yes.
Germany was much more condensed in that way. A lot of more indoor schools. But of course, what comes with an indoor school, sometimes only 20 by 40, I must say, suddenly you have 10 horses in there. Yeah. So if somebody is not in charge of their horse, you can imagine. You can imagine what happens. Yeah. So I think that already required a totally different discipline from riding your horse among others, rather than having the open countryside and just being able to ride straight on.
And I guess here it was the experience, the tradition of hunting and just
that is
different
very, very clear where the eventing was so far ahead. And we find that. I mean, I actually had a couple of experiences of hunting. When I was invited, I was still in the south, and I was invited by the Heathrop to take part, which in hindsight, I was a little bit naive and foolish, thinking that I could take young dressage horses to something like that, and found out very quickly that actually that was not very enjoyable.
No. I can imagine. So when you were 16, you finished school. What happened then?
I was looking for a placement as a bereiter. I had a few options through an agency that would make these things available. I was very interested in the placement in Münster, where there was Dr. Klimke in the riding club, have his stable there, and they were offering pupilship. So I decided to go for that. I very nearly went to the south.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, towards, there was a place in Coburg, which is sort of direction Munich, which I could also ended up. But I decided I wanted to go to Klimke. As it turned out, I was pupil of the riding club.
Yes.
There were 4 others. One of them was Jo Hinnemann. And Dr. Klimke had his private stable within the riding club and was president of the riding club. But my actual sort of pupil bereiter thing was with the riding club to start with.
And did you get an opportunity then to ride a bit more trained and schooled horses?
Not straight away.
No.
We had obviously a ride from the horses that were in the riding club.
Yes.
But they were obviously at a different level. And the main aim was to try and get them on the bridle.
Yes.
But then I had my room in the riding club, so I was there all the time. I noticed that Dr. Klimke would come either through the lunch break or in the evening, because he was a very busy at a lawyer company there that he was very busy with. And I, obviously I was hungry. I would watch.
You wanted to learn
all the time.
Yeah.
Watch all the time. Then, because there was not a lot of people to help him, I took his horses, I tucked his horses up. Then he asked me already to bring them in, to supple them a little bit.
Yeah.
And so it went on. And I actually then had the opportunity to start in his stable at the beginning of 1970. Had my official apprenticeship with him then. And we went on from there. I went to the bigger shows with him. I had the opportunity to ride the old schoolmasters, medal-winning horses from the Olympics, Dux and Remus, which gave me a lot of insight. So it went on from there. I must say I enjoyed very much to get into the bigger international competition scene by going to places with him as a groom. Yeah,
because he by himself won 8 Olympic medals, so he was of course competing in a very high level.
Yes.
So you could get that great experience. Is there any competition in particular that you remember that you could go with him, that you sort of got that perspective of this big...
It was my first Olympics, in fact, was in 1972.
1972.
In Munich.
Yes.
Where he actually was reserve rider.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the team as such. He was reserve rider, but still we were there.
Yes.
We were within the whole atmosphere of the Olympics, which was mind-blowing for me at the time. Unfortunately, until the incident happened in Munich, where the terrorists started to blow the village and took hostages and all this business, and the influence was dramatic. It was such a uplifting feeling before.
Yes.
And when that happened, of course, it put a
So did that happen just after the Olympics?
No, at the Olympics.
At the Olympics. Oh.
Yeah, they went into the Olympic Village and took hostages, and then wanted to escape with the hostages, and they set them up with a plane or a helicopter. I can't quite remember, and because the government wanted to interfere.
Yes.
And in the end, they blew everything up.
Oh,
So
terribly
it was,
sad.
Yeah, it was terribly sad.
Yeah.
And as I say, the atmosphere got really slammed.
It must have.
At the time.
Yeah.
It was still, you tried to push it out of your memory, rather than remembering the.
But it's still there. Will be with you.
That was my first experience.
Were you at the village when it happened then?
No, you see, which happens with most Olympics.
Yeah.
Is that the equestrian is usually
Of course.
held a little bit away because they need certain facilities, they need the space, they need the ability to set the disciplines up for what they need. So we very often are kept a little bit somewhere else.
Yeah.
If I draw some parallels with the Los Angeles Olympics in '84, we were in the race track stadium in Santa Anita. In Athens, we were in the village.
Yeah.
In Seoul, we were in the village. And in Barcelona, we also were away up in the mountains, especially with the eventers. They had their own setup there, where the dressage and the show jumping was more in the city.
Yeah.
But you got a good feeling for everything. And I must say the experiences I had being in the real Olympic Village.
Yes.
Was extremely interesting and valuable.
Must be, and that you have that many Olympics to remember that you've been a part of.
Yes.
That is quite extraordinary.
Yeah, no, it is. It is quite was quite an experience.
Yeah. So Dr. Klimke, he seems to be respected from all the quarters of the equestrian world. What do you think it was with his philosophy or his riding that gave him all that success?
Well, you see, it suited my background and interest very much when I first came there, because he had been very successful at eventing.
Yes.
Before he really became that successful in dressage.
Yeah.
And he would very much look at the young horse as being a young horse and being developed in the first 2 years as a young horse, not as a jumping horse or a dressage horse, but a good basic understanding of everything, the aids and so on, which I've very much taken. It was already my way of thinking, and I very much taken that on board, and it made the time with him even more special because I thought he was capable of being an all-round horseman.
Yeah.
And I can just something I remember again in Germany. We had the dressage tests at the competition up to S level, where you had to take one jump after your dressage test.
Oh, wow! Yeah.
It was. I can remember. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
But it was, I think, a 0.5 worth in your dressage mark if you actually jumped the fence. And
amazing. So I guess the horses had much more of a wider start in their life if you were doing both the dressage and the jumping.
Yeah. I've always looked at young horses in that way.
Yeah.
And my competition experience in Germany was very much on the parallel of taking young horses to the competition, jumping, dressage here, jumping there, up to sort of LM level in Germany, which is sort of medium, advanced medium level here. They would do both because it is just all round very beneficial for them.
Do you think that the horses are being specialized too early
these
nowadays?
Days they are,
yeah. It's important to have that variety.
Young horses, you see, need to be horses basically develop with what sort of experience they get. Starts already from the foal with the mother on the field. If they get certain experiences, it pays part of their development. And the same when you start training with them, they need different experiences. Yeah, so if you look at the things that come at a young horse, it doesn't know how to travel. The loading is already sometimes a big issue. Then they come to a show with an explosive environment. A lot of other horses, they come in the practice arena, they have to cope with so many different things, to then immediately expect them to go then away from the other horses into the whiteboards of the arena, keep their head still, and just plonk around a novice test or in prelim if you want. It is too much to expect. And you would be forced to take influence on the horse that doesn't really know that much about the aids yet. That would really not make it very receptive to thinking, oh, I like that, I'm pretty sure they will react as in thinking, oh my God, what's that? I don't like it. So to give them the opportunity to get rid of all these additional emotions and elements by not having to be so disciplined like you expect from a dressage horse is very beneficial.
So you think that sometimes maybe the pressure is just a bit too much too early for them in that kind of dressage environment?
They need the experiences because what you get at a competition you can't so easily recreate at home. So if somebody then says, oh, I'll train more at home and I get the horses more on the aids, you will still have the surprising element to go away to a different place, to have lots of horses buzzing around. So I believe that it's quite good to do it quite early, but not with the expectation of going in the dressage arena.
And that is it's the expectations.
Just let sometimes even just take a horse, if you compete another horse that is older, take a young horse with you, just ride it round, let it experience everything from traveling to standing on the lorry to going in the practice arena. It's a great education.
So do you think, because of course your career have been to the top and you've been able to keep that for quite a long time, do you think that your years with Dr. Klimke gave you a very solid foundation that you could build on afterwards?
Absolutely. My first, I did my 3-year apprenticeship. I then stayed very much in touch with him. When I then, after my apprenticeship, I had to spend some time in the army in Germany.
Oh, you did? Was that with horses or not?
Well, I tried with horses.
Yes.
I remember going to Warendorf, which is the German sort of exam Mecca, going to Warendorf to ride in front of the important people. And Klimke gave me a horse to take from his yard. And I rode it and everything went well. And they said, yes, we would like you to come. If Dr. Klimke is willing to give you this horse, which of course it was his wife's competition horse, which it wasn't so easily happening. So yes, my own horse at the time was very sort of, I'd say, a bit more normal, not very trained. So there wasn't that opportunity for me, because they were interested in getting horses that could go out and do well, representing the army in higher competition. So I went to the army, but I still didn't let go of my
You could continue your riding.
Ambition, yes. Yeah. I had my own horse by then.
You did.
I placed it with Klimke for a while, riding in the evening, preferably with him. Yeah. But that wasn't always possible. I kept very much the connection going. I then met up with my friend Jo Hinnemann again, who had in this time his own stable. So I then took my horse to his place. Yes. And I went from the army, always there to ride. We rode together in the evening, sometimes till 12 o'clock in the night. It was all a very inspiring, interesting time of development.
Yeah. How was he as a teacher then, Dr. Klimke? Was he strict?
Of course.
Yeah.
Strict in the sense that he would have good understanding for things needing to be experienced and developed. But I remember very clearly that when he said something, something needed to happen.
Yeah.
The worst was when nothing happened.
Yeah.
No difference. Yeah, I can remember one occasion where he stopped speaking and you would just throw sand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he didn't mind you taking influence to put something right, even if it was the wrong influence.
Yeah.
But nothing. That was a sore point.
So you didn't do that mistake?
Yeah, I learned very quickly that you need to take action.
Yeah.
And I keep this to my time up to date. That I keep telling my people that they're in a very privileged position.
Of course.
Because they always know what they're doing. And if they don't know, it's not a problem.
No.
But they need to come and find out.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They never need to sort of feel they're in a position where they don't know what to do.
No.
And this is exactly when I watch them ride. Doesn't matter if I'm focusing or not focusing. I will still notice that if something is going right or something is going wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, and very often I pick them out and ask, what are you doing? Yeah, and it is a development that is very important because horses need this clarity and reassurance from the rider, whatever level they are. Doesn't matter what it's about. They need that to learn themselves what is right, what is wrong, what is allowed, what is not allowed. So that's why the rider needs to always be confident in knowing what to do. And if they don't know, they can come and find out.
Yes.
So I don't want to see them ride around,
not
really knowing what to do.
It's about being, I guess, a thinking rider. To always...
and it builds your own confidence.
Yes.
Yeah, because horses, especially we've got a lot of trained horses here. If you sit on them, they kind of expect from you that you know what to do. And if you don't, they feel lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, they almost feel sort of, dumped into it rather than they expect to be connected, told, forward, whatever it is. It doesn't really matter in that sense how simple it is or not. Yeah. But
so you very much carry on Dr. Klimke's sort of approach.
I've been impregnated by him.
Yeah.
So it is a philosophy that works. That's why I've always found it very easy to either go and jump a horse or ride in a dressage arena or whatever. I find it very easy because it is that sort of working together with the animal. And you find that actually they become happier when they know what's what.
I think we all do.
Yeah, well,
as human beings as well.
It's also, I find, because we got a lot of, you probably noticed, got a lot of dogs around the place. I find it also with the dogs.
Yeah,
the dogs become a much happier dog once they know where they should be, what they should do, and everybody's looking after them to the best.
But it also creates a structure where communication can happen. You need a clear structure when riding or when with animals, because
and it makes you kind of relaxed.
Exactly.
Because you know.
And then you can in that way of communication, you can then start to develop a relationship. So I think that is the same in any kind of relationship, in a way that you have a language or a structure where you then after can build on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you then moved to the UK, 1980, or am I wrong in the timings there?
Yeah, no, that's correct. following on from my time with Jo Hinnemann,
Yes.
I then started, the placement became available with the family Pracht in Germany,
Yeah.
which was quite a high level stable. They had very good competition horses. They had also quite a lot of young horses coming on. They were looking for somebody, to take the young horses on. And I thought that was a good opportunity for me to, advance. And I must say, I spent from 74 to 78 with them.
Yeah.
They had various trainers also coming to help. I got opportunities to ride with people like Harry Bolt, Willi Schultheis, which is a very German, high-level German trainer. And I actually went from taking on the young horses. The husband had a jumping stable. He had also had a jumping rider. When I got there, they had an experienced trainer, German trainer, and I was starting with the young horses. And then over the next sort of few years, I started to take on the training of Mrs. Pracht, that was riding up to the team level.
Yeah.
I took over the jumping stable because the jumping rider disappeared.
No.
And I also took my first sort of drop in the dark type moment was when the German trainer had withdrawn. They were just about to go to the pre-Olympics in Montreal for the test event, and Mr. Pracht came to me and said, "How would you feel like riding this Grand Prix horse in Canada?"
Wow.
It was a little bit of a shock for me because I had only competed up to advanced medium.
Yeah.
I had no tailcoat. I had no experience whatsoever.
Yeah.
And great opportunity.
Just got into that
So
situation.
I rode at the pre-Olympics.
Yes.
I rode already Intermediate 2, Grand Prix, and freestyle.
That was like a crash course.
Crash course.
Into it. So when you moved over to the UK, how did the British dressage scene differ from Germany at that time?
Well, taking you back to my first introduction, when I came over in 79, the end of 79, to do the convention for British dressage. This time still at Stoneleigh, the centre was in Stoneleigh. I was invited to watch the national championships. They were held in Solihull, in the field.
In a field.
In the field with bad weather.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting in the car with the windscreen wiper going, looking at the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Which there were sort of 8-9 horses taking part, and 4 or 5 really couldn't really do it.
No.
Then I watched the weather undressing several people, with the hat flying off and the stock undoing itself and the number slipping down and things like that. And I thought,
here I want to go.
I think they could do with some help.
Yeah.
So I came over then to the situation that the company was building a completely new centre.
Okay.
In the Woburn estate, which I saw the plans for. Everything was top. That's what I was planning to come to.
Yeah.
Then suddenly I get this information that they can't really do that because they have got into trouble with water rights. So they can't actually build this in the park or wherever they planned. So they needed to switch and buy something else. I'd already sort of prepared, and it took me long enough to decide in the first place.
Yeah, of course.
So I was sort of suddenly, and it was my wife, Jerry, that didn't really want to go. She said, if they can't stick to what was promised, we're not coming.
No.
And I said, I was in the riding club. This wasn't going to be a future for me.
No.
So I said, I've now decided, and once I decide something, I get quite stubborn. So I was going to come over. So they placed us in Wiley to start with for 6 months. In the meantime, they had bought a place called Cholderton, which they then had to still build the indoor school and build some more stables and so on. So in that time, I was in Wiley. I made the connection there with the eventers, because a lot of people came there to train, prepare for the big events. I remember talking to some of the event riders, saying, why don't you think doing a bit of dressage?
Yeah, a dressage.
Especially with a horse that was on the bridle and moved quite regularly and so on. And they said, "Oh no, we can't do dressage now. Once my horse has got a tendon problem and I've got a bad back, then I might consider doing dressage." So,
a long way that has.
I could see there was a stigma, or what do you call it, about the dressage.
Yes.
People weren't really looking at it as the basic development of a young horse. Basic work that would be able to go into that ring or that ring, just because the horse, understanding the aids, has gymnasticized itself, and you had control over it. It's some very simple facts. So I worked away, trying to get into the dressage tests, and I must say I was also eliminated a couple of times for the dressage for things of having, after the salute at the end, having walked out the huge gap of the arena rather than at the gap at A.
In the end.
Yeah, that was a learning curve.
Learned the hard way.
Then I was eliminated once for not wearing light enough colored gloves.
No.
Then I found if you actually managed to win something, you could only keep the trophy for a year. You had to give it back again. These were all very, very strange things for me.
As the way where you came from, I guess, in Germany, where things worked in a much
you got a prize, you kept it.
You gave it.
Yes. But anyway, I got into that system, and it was fine. I also was maybe not lucky, but capable of linking with the important people of the dressage. In those days, it was a very sort of reasonably closed circuit for the dressage people at the higher end. And there was Jenny Lauriston Clark, which was very much on my side, because we were thinking in very similar ways of treating a horse like a horse, and she did wonderful things with horses that weren't actually outright dressage horses, and she went and she did extremely well. So there was talent, there was possibilities there. Just I felt the understanding had to change a little bit.
So is it the structure that was missing, or was it the whole thing that you were saying about the riding club and all that? What did you feel was missing?
Well, there was the one thing that dressage was looked at a little bit as a separate thing from the real riding. That was a little bit the one case. Then, of course, the discipline was not the same, because everybody rode in a open space. They didn't have to necessarily worry too much about collecting ability. And the other thing I very clearly remember was when I started talking to people about connecting the horse, was that you need to be light. Yeah, everybody talked about and everybody was told to be light in the contact. Yeah, but that for me, the understanding is not that you just let the rein go and let the horse be what it wants to be by itself. Lightness, for me, comes after connecting. Yeah, connecting means you're making contact, hopefully over a supple back to the hind leg, and teach the horse to transfer more weight to the hindquarters. As a general rule, most horses, depending a little bit on their conformation, but most horses carry 2/3 of their weight on the shoulder, 1/3 on the hindquarters. The hindquarters are mostly used naturally to propel the weight forward. The front is supposed to support it. Yeah, now with our idea of training, from the young horse to the trained horse, is to transfer that through the connection, the understanding of the connection, to 2/3 of the weight being carried on the hind leg, 1/3 on the shoulder, which allows the horse to spend more time in the air and therefore look more impressive, more suspended, better balance for turning, which is a great element you get faced with in the dressage arena. There's a corner coming up all the time. And if you manage to have a good balance around the corner, you are set up for the next movement in a much better way. If you lose balance on the corner, you play catch up already. It's all quite sort of logical and simple to understand, really. So that was an important thing, and I could sort of see my development working with the eventers a lot. Was that when they realized that their understanding of the way of going was becoming much better. I had a lot of people coming and saying, my horse is much more controllable across country. My horse turns much more efficiently in the jumping. All related to the dressage element. And very early on, I remember people would sort of see the dressage in the eventing as something that they had to pass by to start to be able to really take effect on the competition. Which in those days, I have to say, was very possible still. Nowadays, not so much.
Not at all.
But in those days, you had, you could have a bad dressage score and you'd be like 40-something, 50-something, and you got a fast, clear cross-country round, you suddenly were in the first first five. But that has obviously changed a bit, and therefore the dressage had to become more influential from a correctness point of view, which has happened, which is obviously good for the sport. But you know, there were days when somebody came for a lesson and said they've upgraded the horse and they've looked at the new dressage test and they see something in there that's called half pass. What is that? And I said, when is your competition? Tomorrow.
So looking back then, from when you first came to the UK and now, of course, a lot have happened. Britain is doing very well.
Dramatic change.
Yes. How do you feel about that? Do you feel you were a part of that
first
change?
First of all, I feel extremely privileged to be part of it. Of that sort of development. When I compare the 79 experience with the 2012 experience of London, it's
incredible.
It can't get any better or any different than that. And you could see now that Britain has got a very high standing, also in the dressage, and in all three disciplines have come up to a extremely high standard.
Something to be very proud of.
Yes.
Yeah. So your coaching and your philosophy when coaching, when you get a rider or a pair, horse and rider, what is the philosophy that you really want to pass to the rider? What do you think is the most important? You've said, we already gone into it a little bit, that you have to be thinking and reacting.
It's the understanding of the aids. That the horse needs to learn to come to the aids, to accept the aids, but to accepting means also that they find ease and improvement, or improvement through ease, to finding things easier. That is, and some horses are obviously more talented than other horses. Then it's the factor of the temperament, the tolerance level they have in accepting things. That all plays part of it. But I find a good understanding of the basic way of going, being at a very clear, high level, which we have scales in Germany, points that we apply to the training scale. If you stick to that, you can't go so easily wrong. No. And bypassing anything doesn't pay, because in the end, when you want to develop to the highest level, you find again and again any problem in either learning or problem in executing it right is going to be somewhere fed back to the basics. There's something is not quite understood good enough, accepted well enough. It always comes down to the root.
So that will sort of lead us to the next bit, where, because your children are also very much involved in horses. Your Maria, is she the oldest?
She's the oldest.
Yeah, she's done very, very well. Michael have done really, really well as well. Luke, I believe, did the pony.
He jumped the ponies to 16.
Yeah.
And then he decided he didn't want to try to catch up to the others anymore.
No, it's hard to be the youngest one, isn't it? Because you're always behind. So how was it then because I've got 3 children, and I know how difficult it is to coach sometimes, or in my experience, to coach my own children. How has it been to be coaching your children? Because I guess you have to wear a few different hats sometimes.
Well, you have some advantage. As in knowing them. As people.
Well.
Very well, because you've been with them since they're born. But it's also the disadvantage is that, because this happens to elements within the family. It can be husband, wife, it can be daughter, son, all that sort of business, or even going to uncles and any sort of family connection where you feel you know them that much better, or I shouldn't say know them that much better, you obviously know them, but you want them to do so well that sometimes you apply more demand, more pressure to than having a normal pupil. The reverse side is that they also know you so well that they feel sometimes quite free to come back with things. Which, at times is not helpful, I should say. I almost said irritating, but it's not helpful because there is a certain discipline that needs to be applied. As in everything. You say something, and they come back by saying either but it doesn't work, or I'm trying. Try harder. It's that sort of element of actually digging a little bit deeper into yourself, learning sufficient self-discipline to be able to do that, rather than venting your frustration towards the trainer. You have to actually sort of say to yourself, well, I do need to try harder. And also the fact that one should not be condemning some horse trying or a rider trying. Learning is a process.
Yeah.
Learning is eliminating basically how to do it wrong or how to do it right, and getting the feeling.
Yeah.
The feeling is a big element in, when you're teaching, you're trying to get the rider to get the feeling that they suddenly say, now I understand.
And I guess it's about creating an environment where you're allowed to make mistakes as well, because if you're scared of doing a mistake, you won't learn from it either.
Yeah.
So what have you learned about yourself in coaching your children?
Well, having obviously coached a lot of different people and different disciplines, you sort of, you learn to assess the situation. You always, and that's what has been extremely interesting and beneficial over the years, because a lot of the time I'm in a situation where the pressure is on.
Yeah.
You've got to go in the ring.
Yeah.
You've got to get a good result.
Yeah.
You've got to have a chance of winning or getting a medal, or being in a team where your input counts very much. I've been a lot of time in that situation, and you've got to always find a way, because most of the time the biggest problem is that the riders put already too much pressure on themselves.
Yeah.
So your biggest influence at that moment, because you've trained before, you've prepared, that's all done.
Yeah.
At the moment of when it really counts, is that the pressure doesn't stop you from actually doing what you can do.
No.
Yeah, and that I see as the riders, the trainer's biggest influence at that moment is to take the pressure off the rider a little bit, to be there with the right support at the right time, which can vary. Sometimes it needs a but most of the time it is a confidence, creating confidence that relies on your preparation, relies on your training, and actually makes you believe that you can do it, the horse can do it.
Yeah, very true. So just a little, it's very interesting because you all work together. What is your discussions over dinner table? Horses or other things? Because you're all in the same world all the time.
Well, obviously we have discussed a lot. I must say I value the time very much when I could tell them this is not working what you're doing. Let me get on. Yeah, and then actually do it yourself while they can watch. It is a much better, straightforward way of These days I'm not riding.
No.
They have developed as riders themselves quite a lot. It is much more difficult to actually get a point across where they quietly think, I don't agree, or I know this better. Yeah. So you have to always. That's where the sort of discussion comes in.
Yeah.
And I know by now that even so at times when, especially with Michael, Maria is a little bit more receptive in that way. But also I can understand he's in a situation where he's teaching an awful lot himself. Yeah. And he has to be authoritative, and he has to be, clear, and demanding things and so on. So it makes it more difficult for him to become,
a student
again when I'm teaching him. And I know that sometimes I have to say something that I know he doesn't want to take at the time, because he's already frustrated with himself and he's looking for an outlet, that type of thing. But I always know that afterwards he will think about it.
Yeah.
And then he will start to think, and even if he doesn't admit it at the time, I've seen him sometimes, when I see him ride again, I see him sometimes trying that, yeah, just to find out if I had a point.
But it's the thinking again, isn't it? To be able to go back and think about things and then, of course, try a different way or
Yes.
when you're not there.
Riding has an awful lot to do with thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you stop thinking, you become...
Then you just...
sort of, and especially with riding different horses, you become mono, or how I can,
robotic,
I say
guess,
robotic, expecting every horse to do the same, and respond the same, and horses are so different. I mean, I couldn't explain to you how different personalities they have, how different temperaments they have, how their tolerance level changes from horse to horse. So you have to, and I found that the most valuable training tool is the feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
the horse will always tell you.
Even now, very often I'm not sure if what I think I should be doing or asking is the right thing. But you have to explore. Yeah. Sometimes you have to just go and explore. And then make your decisions more on the feedback. Yeah? Some horses react like that, some horses react like that. There's nothing wrong with wanting a little more, wanting a little better. Yeah? There's nothing wrong with that, but as you're asking it, you will immediately recognize where is the limit for that horse. Yeah. And then you have to be prepared to say, okay, I'll step back a little bit, or I'll try it another time, or whatever it may be at the time.
So I guess that is a thing that you always keep learning, and for you to have been on top of your career for so long is because you have that curiosity, and also as well as you, of course, know your thing, but that you're also exploring. So it makes that you keep the process going all the time.
You know how it should be.
Yeah.
It is explained enough in books.
Yes,
and,
of course it is.
Left, right, and center. That you do that, and then the movement is like that, and that happens. But in practice, if you're in the school with a horse, and you can apply 100 times what it says in the book, and it doesn't work.
No.
The horse doesn't understand.
They're not read the book.
Doesn't. You can always give them a book for the night, but then you have to be open to explore,
of course,
and to look at the feedback and say, how can I help you? How can I help this? Yeah?
So you think your grandchildren will step in the next generation?
The jury is out on that.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're
young.
They're between 3 and 6, so
very young.
It's a little bit young.
Yeah.
When I think back on my kids, Maria was quite early, which I think is with girls more likely interested, and she we got ponies, and I held on to her a bit, and we lunched a bit. That sort of seemed to be working quite well. And very early, I remember catching her once in the school in the corner with the Shetland and the whip, trying to make it pure.
Hilarious. So it's still early days, isn't it? So I guess you will see with time.
But Michael was different, you see. Michael didn't want to be helped.
No.
He would only start riding a bit more when he could do it by himself.
Yeah.
So when he was old enough to be in charge of the Shetland, then he was away.
He was off, yeah.
Yeah, and he would ride it up and down the garden steps and park it in the back hall to make himself a sandwich.
Yeah, the best way of learning.
Yes.
So we are finally to the last question, and that is, what would you like your legacy to be?
Oh boy.
That's a difficult one, I know.
Yes. I always think, it's that moment when you get the Life Achievement Award.
Yeah.
You know that you really become old.
Yeah.
I just obviously like, and I'm already in a really lucky position that I've had 2 out of 3 kids that want to take my legacy on.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe even possibly the grandkids.
Yeah.
But it's what I've done with my children is I didn't make them or make them need to ride. I've left it very open. We were lucky enough that the riding club, the pony club, I should say, was very sort of inviting for young children, with ponies to play around, to learn, to enjoy themselves, basically. And then when they were becoming more serious, I was there to back them up as best as possible, either with horse material or with the advice of how to do it.
Yeah.
So
you see, it's passing now to your kids, and you feel that is moving forward, and that they will continue with that.
Yeah, still we have enough young pupils here that want to learn how to do it properly.
Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure to sit down and talk to you, and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yes.
Brilliant.
Well done.
We kept the mics on.
Everything's good. Yeah. It was just
Imagine that.
Forgive me for that.
Well, we got
Not
a
sure
bit
if I
of a
could roll all that back.
trial run.